So we are going to continue this right now. We are looking at part B, reflections involving tables. So let's take a look at B number one. It says create a table for g of x where you're taking negative f of x. So let's make sure that we can practice with this and know that this is going to be a vertical reflection. And also know that it is going to affect the y values by multiplying by -1. So my new table is going to look like this. So my x and then my g of x. So my x's are going to stay the same. And then, of course, my g of x, all the y values are going to be multiplied by -1. So it's going to give me -1, -3, -7, and -11. And then contrary to that, let's take a look at number 2, create a table for h of x, or f of -x. So we should recognize that that's going to be a horizontal reflection. And that is going to affect the x values by multiplying by -1. So let's make our this is going to be our h of x. It's going to be our new x values. All right, so move this down a little bit so I can see. The original y values do not change, so 1, 3, 7, and 11. And in this case, we are going to have to multiply all of the x's by -1. So it's going to give me a -2, it's going to give me a -4, a -6, and a -8. And now let's take a look at what is happening with these multiple transformations. So let's first identify what transformations they are. Let's go in order from left to right. So we have a vertical reflection. We also have, that's going to be affecting um, that x value, that input. So we also have a horizontal reflection. And then we also have, let me do a different color for that. We've got that +1 that we've got to think about. And so that's going to give us that vertical shift. All right. So one of the things that you need to be careful of is the order in which you do things. So let's take a look at finding some ordered pairs here. I like to do, let's do 0, 1, and then it looks like maybe 1, 2. And then, I mean, aside from plugging other things, I think we're okay about getting those two guys. All right, so let's look at the only thing going on horizontally. So we can take care of that. It's a horizontal reflection, which means my new values are going to be 0 times -1 is 0. And then 1 times -1 is -1. All right, so now I have a vertical reflection. So not only am I going to have to multiply by -1, I'm also going to have to be adding 1 according to the vertical shift and the reflection. So what I want to do is to, according to PEMDAS, we would multiply and then add. All right. And so we're going to take our 1 and we're going to multiply it by -1, and then we are going to add 1. So I've got -1 plus 1, and that's going to give me 0. So that's going to go in there. And then now I've got this one that says 2 times -1 plus 1. It's going to give me -2 plus 1, and that's going to give me -1. So taking this idea of the curve, I've got now 0, 0, and I've got -1, -1. And if you needed more points, then I recommend that you definitely do that. But let's just take a look at what's going to happen. So you've got this vertical reflection that's now going to go like this. And then you've got a horizontal reflection that's now going to go the other way here. Let me do a different color for that. It's going to go like that. Okay, so you're flipping it sideways as well. All right, so notice that this also has an asymptote. So our normal asymptote is at 0. So my other asymptote is at 1. And so sometimes that just helps you figure out what the graph is going to look like as it goes over and about. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like.